Alright, fuckers, welcome back to Cute Bots, an artwod workout. Right, penultimate goal is to learn how to draw mechs as per the workout, but I'm taking a very extensive deep dive into every single thing that they teach in this workout. Right, step 2 is literally just hinges. Step 1 was just draw multiple rounded boxes and stuff like that. Step 2 is learning about different joints, pivots, hinges, and ball and joints. We're on hinges right now. We've been doing hinges for like the past 7 hours. Or 8, 9, 10 hours, I don't fucking know, however many hours of practice. Now, I am internalizing a new hinge, which last video you'll know, like I drew the entire thing. Now, we're just breaking it down into sections, and that's the plan right now. Just keep grinding away at understanding this hinge. Right now, I'm trying to simplify, but still keep the relative complexity of one of the shapes, right, of this hinge. So, let me just get it down, hold up. And this is really good. Like, it's really fucking good. Personally, I find for me, because it's going to teach me to have much cleaner lines, right? And that's one thing that I want to have, or want to focus on. Let's see. I'm just trying to think about how I want to. Like, I have to visualize this, right? This has to be visualized. So I'm just trying to figure out how I want to go about it. Because it is going to be. Well, like, I have to visualize the entire thing. So I'm really trying to. And this should have been much tinier. But I guess I'm just trying to figure out the shape right now. So let's just do that. Okay, so we can do something like this. It's a really confusing shape, I'm not gonna lie. Right? Or even if I were to lie, it wouldn't make a difference. It's still a confusing shape. Anyways, I'm hilarious. What the fuck? What am I? See, what am I doing? What is this shape? What is this shape? Is that more accurate, actually? Well, obviously, I missed it a little bit, but and then it has these little screw-like shapes, or it has not shapes. It just has this little screw coming out of it, which I completely messed up. Just trying to make sense of it all. So the real question is just, how is this all connected, right? Really, obviously, really is challenging my line work, for sure. To be honest, should have had something like that, because that was incorrect. Oh, and then there's also this shape right here, which I'm been trying to figure out, but from what I can tell, it's just this. It's just this. And then it kind of juts in a little. And yeah, it just juts in a little. Has like an indent of sorts. And then we have our main shape, which is technically covered, but it's like this. What's the box here? Something like that. But again, I drew this way too big. Yeah, huge tendency to draw it very large. I'm getting like a fucking headache from doing this. Right, this is the Actually, wait, did I do this in the right perspective? Should have been more like that. And then we have, what's it called? Something like this. It's basically a sphere. A sphere that's been cut out, obviously. Kind of looks like a cannon. But this is the hinge, right? Like, this is one part of the hinge. Multi-part hinge, but this is the one part. Go to the previous video, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, right? Whatever part this is, go to the part before that. Kind of self-explanatory. But this is how this thing hinges. Like that, right? That's the way it hinges, right? Yeah, I just need to draw this much smaller, and I need to visualize the entire thing. But I think obviously trying to understand the shape as much as I can is gonna be beneficial as well. Maybe I should start from here, the top. And yeah, I'm drawing super small because obviously I want, to be honest, right now it's twofold. To practice my lines and my perspective, right? So that's why I'm always trying to visualize this in the general box that it's a part of. It's very hard. It's actually, my brain's really struggling right now, which is what I want. And like, that's always what I try to chase as well, right? It's just that extreme discomfort of visualizing and trying to see what I am drawing, right? Okay, I think I got the box down actually. Hold up. That doesn't make any sense. There, oh, okay, so it's more like that. Okay. Yeah, so I got the box relatively. And then it's... That's what I was struggling with before, but I think I understand it better now. And again, trying to visualize the entire box, and I'm trying to think about it from all aspects as I draw it as well, right? Like all perspectives, because that's really important. See, I just don't know what happens here. I don't really know. I think from what I can tell... Okay, well, I should have made this much longer, so we're just gonna ignore that. Because I'm still looking at the reference, obviously, whenever I need to understand proportion or the actual shapes itself. Right, but is it just like that? Doesn't really make much sense to me. But, okay, we'll keep it like that for the time being. Okay, there's that. Here's where we need to be very decisive about this shape right here, which is the hinge that it's connected to. So yeah, visualization is definitely getting better, memory is definitely getting better, and I'm going to be very patient with learning this. And I genuinely mean it, like I'm going to be very patient. Oh, that's too far ahead. Okay, see, and I'm going to keep trying to call out everything that I'm doing correctly and everything that's incorrectly as per the reference, right? But again, I've simplified a decent amount of this shape, because I think it's important to find that balance, right? To find that balance and be like, okay, what is the thing that makes sense and what is the thing that doesn't need to be here? And it's a balance, right? And by the thing that makes sense, I mean, like, what shapes do I understand, and what shapes and what part of this understanding can I simplify, right? That's off perspective. Always calculating. I want to be always calculating and figuring things out in my mind, rotating it in my mind, right? drawing it in my mind, everything, just constantly seeing it in my mind. It's the only way to improve exponentially in spatial reasoning. At least that's my way of thinking about it, right? If somebody's gonna be like, actually, it's not the only way to improve, blah, blah, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up, okay? When you can do this from your mind and you have actual tips to give me, please. I am all ears. Again, I don't know everything. The caveat is, of course, if you can do what I'm doing. If you can't, I'm just gonna continue saying things. This is how things should be, and I wholeheartedly encourage you to also. That's a mistake. I'm very well aware that's a mistake, right? Again, I don't know everything, but clearly what I'm doing regarding spatial reasoning has worked very, very well thus far, and it's just following somebody else's methods, which is just following methods established hundreds of years ago. You know, artwod, again, artwod, spatial reasoning, artwod, Kim Jong-il, visualization, Peter Han, everybody they all say the same fucking shit. Oh my god, how many times do I have to keep repeating myself? That was pretty good. That's already so much better than what I did before, but again, it's just resting my brain and thinking, right? It's the main thing is just rest your brain, think. Rest your brain, think. But yeah, not to be abrasive, I'm only half joking when I say, I'm only half serious when I say, oh, shut the fuck up if you haven't done it like me. What I'm trying to say is shut the fuck up in general. No, I guess what I'm trying to say is, and I'm thinking right now as well, but what I'm trying to say is don't be quick to assume a certain method is not a great method if the individual saying it says it with confidence. I've noticed that about beginners or people who just aren't skilled in things or haven't tried anything. If somebody says with very matter of fact, like, this is a fucking amazing way to do something, they're like, but really? It's like, well, have you put in 500 reps? Have you put in 1,000 reps? Right? If you want to test the validity of their claim, so a lot of people will put in like fucking 20 reps and be like, it doesn't work. No, put in 200, put in 2,000 reps, and then you have the right to be like, okay, you know what? Some things work, some things don't, blah, 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 so on, right? But, oh yeah, I guess, what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is there are very specific methods that work. Spatial reasoning works, right? Practicing form works, visualizing works, all of that works. You don't need to be the smartass that's like, actually, this other fucking completely unnecessary thing that's just going to take away from that primary skill could also be the thing that works. Like, no, shut the fuck up. Just shut up and practice. All right. Oh, I forgot to give people a call to action. Speaking of, shut up and practice. Get your pen because it builds confidence, and practice your spatial reasoning because you most definitely lack that ability. Like, without a doubt, 90% of people, even intermediates, and I put quote marks because a lot of intermediate artists online who call themselves intermediates are complete beginners in spatial reasoning, or very, very novice, or just like completely subpar in spatial reasoning, but are really, really good at coloring, are really good at values, right? They practice a lot of figure, but the thing is, if you took away all their reference and you were like, rotate this, they would not be able to do it. Without a doubt. Because a lot of the people I watch, the thing is, don't get me wrong, I enjoy their art, but a lot of the people I watch, they're always like, haha, I can't draw cars, I can't draw mechs, right? Ooh, I can't, like, I struggle with hands, I struggle with fucking doing character turnarounds. All of that is just, I don't understand form and perspective, right? Which is the foundation of draftsmanship. If they don't care to be draftsmen, cool, but I have a feeling a lot of these people would love to have these skills, but they're just very shy in terms of, like, they shy away from the effort it takes to attain these skills, right? Which is why I'm telling you, as a complete beginner, this is like pretty simple, but you can do this, right? What this is going to turn into is something very complex, but for the time being, anybody can do this, right? Anybody can do this, but you just have to put in hundreds and hundreds of hours. That's the caveat. that's the caveat for learning any skill. You just have to put in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands and hundreds of hours of effort, right? Do you care that much? The answer is most likely you want to, but you still have limiting mindsets. So here's what shatters your mindset. This retard who's been talking, i.e. me, for the past 10 minutes about, like, anybody can do this, blah, 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 is saying anybody can do this. And clearly, if I've done it, you can do it, right? And if Kim Jong-il has done it, if Peter Han has done it, if Karl Kopinski has done it, right? If Frank Frazetta has done it, so on and so forth, right? Loomis, then we can do it too. We simply have to put in the exact same amount of effort and time as they do. And we will not be them. We will just be our own very excellent, masterful version of that inspired version of them. Right? Hashtag Viggy inspires. Anyways, I'm gonna rest my brain. Okay, now time to draw this from a different angle and keep trying to understand it. Right? Yeah, okay. Well, we'll do this because it'll set the precedent. I want to make it very clear. I struggle a lot every single time I draw. And I feel as if people don't understand or see that because they're like, oh, he's just talking while he's drawing. No, fuckhead. You know how fucking difficult it is to talk while draw? Okay? Try doing it. Literally just try talking while drawing. And now try see, I can't even do it. Now try talking while drawing, while visualizing the box, while visualizing the perspective, while visualizing the entire this entire thing, or like multiple forms that you have to see, and then rotating it in your mind while you're talking and thinking ahead and trying to problem solve while you're talking, right? I'm fucking dying. I'm literally dying. And you know what the most important part of this all is? That's what I chase. I chase this feeling of extreme discomfort because I know this is where growth happens. And it's kind of like my bar is so high for myself. The standard I've set for myself is literally just Kim Jung-gi, you know, and Dong Ho Kim, right, and Jae Kwang Park, right, a lot of the SuperAni crew. Who else? And even there's a Dong Ho Kim, and then there's a Dang Kumo as well on Instagram. DANGKUMO. Search him up, right? Evan Amundsen, Evan Amundsen. I'm sorry, I can't. It's a Slavic name, which is difficult for me to pronounce, right? It's ironic as a South Indian, you know, I can say Tanamala Singham, but I can't say Amundsen, so, right? Our fucking names are just 15 syllables stacked on top of each other with a bit of a tongue twister in the middle for shits. But the point is, I struggle a lot, okay? And I chase that struggle because my bar is so high. The bar is so fucking high for me that I literally do not have an option apart from immense struggle. Does that make sense? Like, I have no choice. I have to go through the intense amounts of struggle in order to build the proof known as the skill set that I'm acquiring. You know? That looks a lot better. I still think it's... Let's see. See, like, I'm literally doing that in my mind. And now I'm seeing, is it accurate? It's around there, which is pretty accurate. Cool. But yeah, and I made that mistake last time, which I fixed, so that's called learning. We pay attention to where we struggled. Wow, what a surprise. But the point I'm trying to make is that literally there will always be struggle, right? So I choose to struggle in a manner that is the most difficult because that's where I'm going to learn. You know? And okay, this is the part where I look at the shape because I still need to understand what the fuck is going on. Okay, so it's something. So this part is thin, and then it branches out. Is that what? Oh, okay, I think that's what it is. So I'm gonna do a little bit something different. See, I have to think about the entire box. Again, I'm thinking about an entire fucking goddamn box and the forms encompassed in that box and the different angles in that box, and then the angle of itself is a form. Bruh, it's a headache, but it's beautiful. That's the part that none of you, I guess, hear is or realize is the part where I say it is beautiful. Right? There's like a saying in lifting, is like it's fucking attributed to like Socrates, Aristotle, goddamn every bastard in the universe. But it is the greatest tragedy to grow old, for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty of which his body is capable. I just extend that to the mind as well. And I think beyond men, just like any person, right? It's a fucking tragedy to not spend our lives just trying to be the best version of ourselves. In my opinion. In my opinion. Right? Somebody's gonna be like, no, I just want to rot. How dare you? But that's what I think. I think it's a fucking tragedy. Okay. So it's like that. So that one, this one's like, let's see. Okay. Cool. And there you go. See, like this is the line work part, which I'm really happy that it's sort of forcing me to get better at. Again, still figuring things out here. Oh, off perspective. Trying to see the box. Right. And Alex Hormozy says this one thing, and I fucking love this guy because he just speaks my language, which is growth, self-improvement, and just keep working on yourself and just be patient, right? And I think patience is the biggest thing that a lot of people who talk about self-improvement, they don't talk about. Like, and it pisses me off because that is the most important part, is the patience. More than anything, is just the consistent, like the patience and doing the thing, and just being patient and doing the thing, right? So I love that Alex Hormozy says, what is it? This one quote he says, and it's been fucking making me nut ever since, right? And it was from like a clip from one of his podcasts, but it was basically, if if all the pieces of information that he ever provided just disappeared, what is the one advice that would guarantee someone reaches success? And it was, find something to do, ignore the, and I'm paraphrasing, right? But find something to do, ignore the opinions of others, and put in so much volume that it would be unreasonable that you would be unsuccessful. That last line, put in so much fucking volume that it's unreasonable that you'd be unsuccessful. Nut! I nut! But yeah, that resonates with me a lot because it makes sense, right? Just put in the fucking volume. Just put in so much work that it just wouldn't even make sense for you to not have the success. And find something to do basically just means find something that you can see yourself at least trying to get good at, right? Because he says this other thing about passion, which I really like as well, and I really, really like it. He says this thing about passion where he's like, most people don't really have a passion, right? And most people, it's like you don't really get the passion and then you do the work. You do the work, and the work, the thing that you stuck to and got good at becomes your passion. I think creative fields, maybe there's a bit of variance in that, to be honest, right? I genuinely think like a lot of people did art because they liked it, or music or whatever, and even that, like, still probably wasn't much of a passion, but there were positive reinforcers either from themselves, their practice, or the people around them, right, which encouraged that. But I think that's an interesting point. I think it stands for most people, is the fact that most people don't really know what the fuck they want to do. So to think that they have a passion is kind of hubris, right? Because like, how can you be passionate about something that you haven't even put work into, right? Somebody who says they're passionate about writing but just writes in a blue moon isn't passionate about writing. They just write in a blue moon, and they like the idea of writing, right? And they have a potential to be passionate in it if they actually just put a lot of more work into it. But let's see. Okay, so it's the other way. Oh, it's the other way. Okay, this curve is the other way around. So this was pretty good. I visualized this, which is pretty fucking good. I just need to make sure that I have a clear understanding. Okay. Of where these two are, right? It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I got a lot better at that, surprisingly, without even meaning to. I mean, of course I meant to. I put in a lot of effort into it. What the fuck am I saying? Never. I'm not gonna stop. I've never. I need to stop using language that discounts the effort that one puts into it, or how godlike I am, right? And of course I meant to do that because I didn't mean to do that, right? But oh yeah, and I wanted to do this as well to this shape. Add a little chamfer. It's not really much of a chamfer, actually. Probably takes away from it, but let's see. Yeah, like this in of itself is already just extremely beneficial and helps with creating hinges. Like already this helps me understand how I can create better hinges. But you know what? We also need to do this because I realized it's really important to understand, what these hinges are doing and what perspective they're going in. And if I'm unable to draw it, then I'm just I'm not really internalizing it, right? Same thing here. So okay, see, like I'm already struggling with that. There you go. See? Actually, wait. It should have been. Actually, did I fuck up the angle for this? That's my box. No. Oh, I think I just maybe this arrow isn't in the most accurate of perspectives. But yeah, I don't know why I went on the self-improvement tangent, but I hope, not I hope, I think it's just very clear that if you listen to even a little bit of my content, you guys will be very well aware of the type of person I am, which is just constantly striving for improvement, constantly just trying to be better, right? And also, I'm jobless, so if any of you know any UX jobs, please send. I'm fucking broke. I'm living in my parents' basement. That's not even a bad thing. I have a piano, I have this drawing desk, I have a TV, I have a couch. It's fucking amazing, you know, very, 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 very nice, very fancy. But I am living in my parents' basement, and I'm 28 years old. So money, please, money. Why do you think I begged for that shit, bro? But apart from my broke ass situation, I'm gonna rest my brain, and during that point, I will also cry and lament that I have nobody to share my woes with apart from an unnamed audience. Goodbye. Yeah, I love this shape. This shape is so cool. It's so fucking cool. It might actually be time to add the second part of this shape, to be honest. Right? It literally might be time. Have I gotten the main thing down, though? Let's see. Have I gotten this shape down? Well, only one way to find out, which is to draw it from this angle. At least proportions are getting a little bit better. Right? That's basically it. Okay. And then we will do something like this. Again, I need to think about the angling, right? Is it this way? Nope, it's this way. Okay, I think I see now. It is, well, we need to get the middle of this. Oh, well, this is a bit longer. And this is a bit longer. But let's see. We need to get the middle. Fuck, I made it too long. Okay, now actually this is also a little bit longer. God damn it. Okay. And this is, so it kind of, well, let me get the middle first. I'm gonna have to do that in a while, but let's see if I still got it. If I just calculate the middle in my mind and try to visualize, it should be right here. Am I right? Aha! See? That is called skill. Skill, everybody, skill. Okay, so something like that. And now let's see. It should be. What kind of box is this? I actually completely lost the box. Oh, there it is. What the fuck? So it's. Oh. Yeah, it should be something like this. Something like that. Is that still the middle? Yeah, but I should have done something like this. Okay, well that was just horribly off perspective. But you know what? It's because I literally can't see the perspective right now. It's really hard for me, so I need to visualize the box again and just start thinking really hard on what it is I need to do. There you go. I think I got the perspective back again a little. See, so it's just constantly a fucking balancing act. And as you can see, literally constantly a balancing act of just trying to figure out perspective, fucking up perspective, trying to figure out perspective, fucking up perspective. Wow. Just the way it goes, right? See, I messed that up too. But, oh, see, I fucked up the angle for that as well. This is gonna be completely wrong, but this is at least good practice in getting down. Like the shape, right? But it's completely wrong because it's supposed to be angled. This is not angled. It's in perspective, which is not what we want. I had it in my mind. I had in my mind it would be like that because that is the correct angle, right? Yeah, that is the correct angle, but I couldn't do it. Not, at least not yet. Well, we can literally just draw this again after too. This is a great opportunity to memorize as well the shapes that need to be memorized. Right? So on this end we have it's down, right? Oh no, it's out. So it's like this. And then over here we have it coming out like that. There you go. We have a little ellipse that we don't really see. We have this. And then again, trying to see the entire perspective while I do this. My fucking head keeps hitting the camera slightly, like very slightly. Not even hitting it, I'm just rubbing on it slowly. Actually quite erotic, but I'm not in the mood for erotica right now. I'm on my grind. Something like this. Still trying to figure out the shape I want here, and obviously this ellipse is completely off, which I actually managed to fix. Nice. There you go. Something like that. Again, we're just gonna keep working on this shape. Right? Slowly but surely. The perspective here was 10 times better, so clearly this is the size that I need to work with, right? It's a good size, but I was struggling a lot here, which is good. Genuinely fucking struggling bear, as they say. Bear. Struggling bear. Let's get like this is the size I need, right? This is what I needed to do for that one as well. There you go. Again, we have, well, yeah, see, completely off. But I'll just do it again. And the main thing is I just need to keep visualizing the entire shape. Like I don't want to move on until I could say the perspective was completely off. I rushed the line, which is on me. Right, but I don't want to move on until I can literally see this entire mannequin in my mind. Right? I personally don't want to move on until I can see it in my mind. And some of you might think that's excessive, but I just want to remind you that at the end of the day, repetition is repetition, right? As long as we're literally just putting our utmost efforts into the repetition and the visualization, then everything else takes care of itself. And as Hormozy says, everything else still puts that as the goal. Because the only goal is the hard work, and the output is us getting better. Bam! What bars, man? I fucking love that guy. I love that guy. I suck that dick so much. Anyways, let me rest my brain. Oh yeah, and before I get any comments being like Hormozy is a scam, Hormozy this, Hormozy that, I don't give a fuck. I give zero fucks. I give absolutely zero shits whether he is a scam or not. I don't believe he is, personally, right? But I only care about the things he says and the things that resonate with me and the things that improve my life. And every single thing so far has improved my life. So that's what I give a shit about. Thank you for coming to my Vagu talk. Right, and that's it. That's the only thing I'm gonna say on this topic. Is I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna keep repeating things that I like from what he said and what other people have said and my own opinions. Right. At the end of the day, what am I saying? What am I saying? What is he saying? Put in the work, get better, be patient. If you find those words controversial, you're just fucking retarded. You know that and that's not even. I'm not even trying to be mean. I'm just saying it as a fact. You're brain dead if you think that being told to work hard and be patient and to delay gratification and to and to focus on yourself and your improvement being the output as quote unquote controversial or any other, I guess, negative word you want to put next to it, right? You are just an absolute retard. When in doubt, insult people who disagree with you. As you've seen that tactic from me firsthand, you're welcome. Feel free to use it. I'll ban you on site. Okay, so that's what it should have been. Actually, no, wait. I did it the wrong way. It should have been this way. Never mind. No, it's not that. It's this. Yeah, see? There you go. But hey, I'm just, you know what makes me happy? That there's people who appreciate the content I put out. That's made me very happy. Again, today, somebody said I'm a huge inspiration and they thanked me for my videos. It was in my finale short, my artwod finale short. Literally the last short you'll ever see on this channel, right? Unless people ask for more and it makes lots of money. Then it's the first of many. But, I'm funny. Anyways, but yeah, it's I should probably start with this. I think that's a good way to go about it because then it reinforces the perspective for me. I'm gonna do another one upside down because if I fuck that up, I gotta do it again, right? And the main thing I'm trying to say is, yeah, like people like that. Somebody else said my videos are very chill and they appreciate it. They asked me some questions, which I guess I'll get back to. Which not, I guess I'll try. I'll get back to it. I'll get back to it. And then somebody else said they said something, I don't know. Like I've just been getting very positive encouragement, and I think the art community is very special in that regard. As in, you're all very faithful, right? Right? You're all a bunch of fucking whiny losers, but at the same time, you're all people who know how hard it is to get good at something. So that much I really do appreciate, and especially people on my channel, they understand what they're here for. Art progress channel, demystifying the road to greatness. Half my thumbnails are just being like, put the fucking work in. The other half are just jerking off about stupid shit. So I think it's a good balance. Okay, I just need to something like that, right? Well, the shape is not correct because yes, okay, I didn't really curve it properly. There you go. Something like that's a bit better. Right, something like that, and then we have, again, I'm literally trying to think about the entire thing while I draw this, which is awesome because it's hurting my brain. It's hurting my brain so much it's hurting my brain, and that is what I want. That's what I want. Fucking holy shit, this is hurting my brain to try to see the entire thing at once, but at the same time I'm training myself to see the entire thing at once. And that's what matters, right? And this is as they say, jujube. I don't know if that's a South Indian term, right? Like, or just colloquially being like, haha, jujube, which just means it's nothing. I've talked about this before. They're like, oh, that's nothing. This is jujube, right? But but it's pretty cute. But yeah, like this is nothing compared to the entire mannequin I'm gonna have to memorize. Okay, let's really try to think. Okay, what the fuck is the angle that I want? It's this way, so that's this way. Yeah, right? Yeah, it's this way. It's like this. So and then did I fuck it up again? Damn. I think I did. But I think I can fix it. Okay, that's the box. Yeah, okay, I can definitely fix that. There you go. Crisis averted. Although that's incorrect. Right, crisis definitely averted. Oof, thinking about this entire thing is very difficult. Just so it's very clear what I'm doing right now, I am thinking about the box, I'm thinking about these shapes, I'm thinking about these shapes, I'm thinking about these shapes, right? I'm thinking about this entire shape, or I guess it's better to say I'm attempting to see the entire thing, right, inside the box while also calculating this angle upside down. So, lots of shit happening here. There you go. We'll ride this out. There you go. Something like that. Okay, and then we have again something like that. I want to make it very clear. This is literally where the gains are made. This extreme cognitive discomfort that I'm going through, this is where the gains are made. I was dying yesterday. But this is how it happens. Right? And this might also be completely incorrect. We're just trying so hard to visualize, right? And it is killing my brain, as always. But no, this is correct. This is relatively correct. It could have been better, but it's relatively correct. Okay, we just have to think about the fucking box now, which way it's set. Okay, it's upside down, so obviously we'll see the bottom of it. It's a bit thick compared to its actual proportions, but making a lot of mistakes as well. It's okay, it's not bad. We just need to keep getting the complexity down. Right? And, keep getting our line. Dude, my head is like fucking touching the shit out of that. Jesus Christ. Okay. There you go. Same thing here. Right? So it's like that. And then something like that. It's down there. Oh, perspective. See how like when I draw this small, and I will be drawing this small because there's so much to this, and I want to improve my lines. But you see when I draw that small, like even any tiny deviation in lines is a complete like it's just so noticeable, which is why I love this, because it's really gonna make my lines a lot cleaner. Just need to bring my finger a little bit back. See, that was really difficult. As you can see, I really struggled with that. And okay, so now we know the perspective for this is actually kind of off, because if we were to project this box outward and we were to give it that diagonal, actually it's pretty off. It should be more like this. right? Which is good. Now we know, right? Now we know. And now we're just slowly gonna get better at it, right? Step one of the hinge mannequin, by the way. Step one of this very complicated, so beautifully complicated hinge mannequin. Makes me fucking nut knowing that in, let's say, an arbitrary, I don't know, 20 hours, because it takes 20 hours. That's the rule, right? 20 hours to get decent at anything, to really learn something. Yeah, it takes 20 hours, right? So to think that in 20 hours we're just gonna be so much better, and we'll probably be drawing the entire thing. Yeah, we'll definitely be drawing the entire thing. It's actually an inevitability, right? Oh, it's been 46 minutes already. Damn, inevitability. That's the advantage of being Tamil. We have so many syllables that I can just make their noise like this, and it still sounds relatively coherent. Yeah, I have a Tamil friend. Him and I, we speak so fast when we talk to each other. Hashtag God tier shame. Right? See, like, and this isn't straight either. You see that? Because I messed that up. So, and this isn't straight either. So, there are a couple things that are off. There's a decent amount of things that are off. But the hinge is going like so. Let's see, if I look at the example, yeah, the hinge is going like so. It's like this. Again, I'm just trying to keep it in perspective. But that's basically what it's like, right? I believe. Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, I'm gonna rest my brain. This is good, like, we're being very intentional here. And that's the most important part. Once I get this next hinge mannequin down, then again, we can add mech shapes on top of that, and that will be my mannequin. That will be literally be my mannequin, in which I can, parts of it, I can just be like, okay, I want to use this, and I want to add shit. Like, it's so complicated. That's the beautiful part of it, right? There's a lot of things that can be done with every single part, because there's 6 parts to this hinge. This hinge actually has 6 parts. So this is part 1, and this is part 2. And you see it already, like, it looks pretty decent, but okay, I think after this, we're going to attempt to add the 3rd part. We're gonna attempt to add it. Okay, let me rest my brain. Right, that'll be the last 20 minutes of this drawing session. Alright, so we need to obviously break this shape down first. So I'm not going to say I've memorized this and internalized it perfectly, but clearly it's just this goes in an angle and this goes in an angle, right? And this one just follows that. So there's a shape that comes between this, and I've realized that I've actually been making this a bit too much. This is more correct, but this one is like, if this is the box I have here, right? Well, not if. This is the box I have here, right? You see how this one, it's like this? That's incorrect. We want it to be like this, okay? Because that is what I see here when I look at the box and the reference. Yeah, it's definitely way more of it's a less steep diagonal, right? Because the thing is, if we say this is the base, right? Let's just say this is the base, and this is the thing that's jutting out. What we have here is another thing, like attached to this, is another thing that's also jutting out, right? And then there's an attachment, which is another hinge attaching it. Now you see, if this was my angle and then I still made this one like that, it doesn't really make much sense. Technically, yes. Technically, it doesn't really matter if this is like that, as long as this one follows that and also goes that way, right? Then we can, but you see how much further away that is, right? Just purely because they're steeper. So this obviously is the optimal way to go about it, right? I'm trying to stick as close to the fucking to the reference as possible, right? Yeah, trying to stick as close to the reference as possible. Okay, so this is the shape. This is this shape, as far as I'm aware, right? It is, It's actually a very, very unique shape. Well, first, I'm going to draw it in its simplest form, because I am not trying to focus on all the cutouts and stuff it has right now. Like, in its most simplest form, this is the shape. Okay, we'll add all the cutouts in the green pen afterwards. It's this. Remember, we have to make things simple before we can make them complex, right? At least for our own understanding. This is the shape. It's actually much longer, so let's do this. In terms of proportions, right? It's like this, basically. Yep, there's a cutout there. This is where the third thing lies, like this one, this connector shape, right? That's where this one connects. It's a hinge that connects to this. So you can imagine something like this juts out through here. Just imagine, actually, hold up. Let me fucking finish this. Fuck, it's bigger again. Okay, so there you go. Right. And that's the shape. Right? So imagine, it's obviously flipped around, but imagine this is connected here, right? There's something else connecting here, but then here, right here, there's a thingy that connects this. So you flip this around, right? It's coming out this way. Well, let's just say it's coming out this way, because this is a bit more accurate, but yeah, whatever. It's coming out this way, and then over here is where something connects these two, right? Do you see why this has to be aligned? Very important, right? And this is how we break down shapes. Like if anything is ever too complicated for you, spatial reasoning, form, clean lines. Those are like your three fucking foundations. Spatial reasoning, form, clean lines. Spatial reasoning, form, clean lines. Right? Keep honing that. Keep honing that sword. Right? For while everyone was what is it? While everyone else was out partying, I was sharpening the blade. Building inner strength is like fucking 2-inch arms. I don't know if anybody's seen that meme, but it's fucking hilarious. Right? But anyways. And then this is where it's connecting. So for the time being, we'll just make this, because it might as well be. It's just a cutout. We'll just say it's cut out, because it is. It literally is. Oh, actually, there's something else here that is important. You know what? I'll do this in green pen, because that will help make things a bit easier, I'd like to think. Right? So we have a cylinder exactly like that one that is clearly just intersecting, right? The cylinder that's intersecting, and that's where this thing's attached, obviously, this little connection thing. And and there's a cutout here, which is basically a sphere now that I look at it. It's literally it's a sphere subtraction. So I need to work on the shape because some of my proportions are off, but like right around here there is, I don't know why the fuck I'm looking at this thing. I can just do this. It's like this. There you go. And then like that, right? There you go. That's it. Yeah. See, this is good. This is why we learned fucking subtractions, because that was much easier. So yeah, there's subtraction there, sphere here. There's another one here, right? Another cylinder here. Sorry, cylinder here, not sphere here. Cylinder here, and this one also is a cylinder like this, but it's cut out. So we have a subtraction in our midst. I'll draw that better as well. We'll break it down. We'll break this down further. I'm just doing this for my own sake in terms of understanding it, right? And that's basically it. Okay, let's just draw this once. Let's draw this once from memory without looking at the reference, because I've broken it down now. Well, not once from memory. We'll draw it a couple times. But now I actually have to understand it, right? So let's think about this. It connects like right here. So it must be pretty big. There you go. Something like that, right? And obviously I'll look at the reference when I'm done. I'm trying to remember, but also trying to draw it quickly. So it's kind of like it's a spatial reasoning challenge as well as a memory challenge, right? So we're trying to make sure that we understand it. Oh, thank fucking goodness I practiced form intersections as much as I did. I didn't even practice them that much, but I practiced them enough to understand, right? See, this is what that is attaching to, right here in the middle. There you go. Oh, well, this should have been a bit further back. See? See, there it is. I forgot to account for that. Right. But I fucking love this shit, man. I love how it challenges me. There you go. See? It's a cutout. I'm also, this is like another shape that I need to slowly start getting used to visualizing, right? And we'll just, it's off, but we'll just do this. There you go. Oh, fuck me, I dropped, oh no, not the sticky note that's basically dying and I'm gonna throw out now because it's fucking useless. Everybody says not the sticky note, but nobody asks how is sticky note. Well, it's in the trash, so it doesn't matter. Much like your life. Anyways, let's see if I got it. Yep, got the cutout, got the 3 attachments, got the cutout in the middle. Obviously, it's misaligned, right? Let's not use my finger. That's not artistic. We'll use my pen. There you go. We'll wiggle it around, right? Got the cutout, you know, the sphere subtraction, right? Let's use the right terminology. This is actually incorrect. It needs to be, yeah, it needs to be facing that way. Like it needs to be turned that way. So the correct shape would have been something like that, right? Yeah, it would have been like this. Or actually, no, it would have still been a proper cylinder, but either way, that's what it would have been. In terms of like which orientation it would have been facing, it would have been, this would have been turned over. Let's just say one axis, right? It would have just been turned over one axis, or 1/4 of a sphere, or ellipse. What the fuck am I saying? You all know what I'm trying to say, goddammit. If you don't, I'll try to explain it better next time. But there it is. That's the shape that this needs to attach to. Obviously, there's a lot more nuance to the shape that I will add, right? Like this is actually beveled. This right here, this is actually beveled. And you know what? I think I should probably round this out too, so it makes it cleaner, right? That's beveled, so you see it on the other side as well. And the reason I want to add this little beveling is you see, like, it really forces my lines to be cleaner, and it already makes it look a bit more complicated, which is very nice. That's beveled. What else? Oh, the inside of this is also beveled, right? This right here. So how would I display that? Oh, and this is actually oh, perfect. Yeah, so it's beveled and then it cuts in. And it's like that. And then it cuts out again. Interesting. I need to figure that out more. I don't think I drew it right, but okay, pretty good. Pretty fucking good progress. I mean, we did all this, really tried to use my brain there. I'm sure it was evident because I really fucking tried to visualize this. And I think I'm at a point now where I can visualize this about 40% of the time, 40 to 40% of the time. And Kim Jong-un even says, on average, he visualizes 40 to 60% of the time, right? If we're gonna fucking use him as a goddamn example of someone who's great at visualization as a skill that he's trained for 30 years, then I think I'm on the right path. I think I'm on the right path when it comes to emulating that, at the very least, in my own unique special way, right? But it's been 59 minutes, 59, 54. So I don't know what to do. I think I've actually done a really good drawing session today. I've genuinely fucking worked my brain hard, right? Next time we're going to be I just love it that hinges have logic, and this is the logic that this is teaching me. Actually, if we break down the logic that this is teaching me, this hinge, right? We'll do it over here. It's basically, here is your box, and we're gonna go by like the box and cylinder analogy, right? You have cylinder, and now you have other box attached. Like, I know it's a cylinder, but the point is, like, with how hinges are taught, it's just box and cylinder attached to each other, right? Like two boxes and a cylinder. So here is the base box, right? Here is cylinder here, right? Here you have another box attached. Here you have another box, like attached like so, right? Oh, look, another cylinder. There's your other hinge, right? Attached to this one right here via box, right? And then let's see. Oh, look, we have another box here. And now we just need to attach all of them, right? This one attaches right here because it didn't end. It keeps going, right? The same box attaches right there. And there's like, oh, look, we have another box attaching right here. That's literally the shape, actually, now that I break it down, right? And then there you go. We have cylinder, cylinder for hinge. So we have 1, 2, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hinges. Hinge designs, right? So 6 parts. They're all fucking hinges. It's incredible. And this is actually a great way to think about it. Holy shit, it's just a fucking pattern, you know? And that's something I struggled quite a bit with my previous things. But again, I was only doing one axis hinges. These are technically one axis hinges, but it's taking it to the next level. It's like multiple hinges can be attached for just this one axis, right? For just this, you know, for just that. Because technically, like literally what's going to happen is it's either going to squish or it's going to flatten out, but on one axis, right? It's not like it's fucking suddenly turning inwards and going that way, right? Like hinging that way. That's not happening. Okay, dude, this is why explaining things to yourself is important, because it genuinely breaks it down. Right now, what we have drawn so far is box 1, right? Like the box, and then hinge 1, you know? Like what is a box? Cylinder, box, right? I guess you could say. So like box, cylinder, box, right? And then this is the next box. Like we've drawn box, cylinder, cylinder, box. We're about to add next box. So yeah, like this is what we've drawn so far. This, and now we're adding this. I know it's really, really small, but dude, this breaks it down so well to me. So it's like, moving on, what drawing this hinge is going to teach me more than just having a really complicated hinge design internalized is that we can just start doing whatever the fuck we want. It's like, okay, we got hinge, and then we got box, okay, and then we got another hinge right here, and then we got a box that's longer, okay, now we got like a hinge here and a hinge here, and we can connect it like so. Like, you see, it's just going to teach me, and like this is also all connected by a hinge. Like, it's just going to teach me to think in this way, right? To continually reinforce this whole box, cylinder, box thing. And that's what I want. Like, we want to internalize the concept. So that's actually one thing to keep in mind. I'm going to really try to keep that in mind as I continue onwards. And I think that's going to help a lot, because I'm already starting to see it, but seeing it is one thing. Seeing it while doing it and thinking about it while you're consistently thinking about perspective, line, forms, rotating it in your mind, right? As well as the manipulations within the forms, you know, and proportion is another thing. And that's why art is very difficult, and that's why you should keep trying your fucking best and thinking hard. All right, wonderful. I'm a poet. With that being said, as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, and please me money.